We have a quorum now, so I think we should get this meeting started. I'm filling in for Chair, Patricia Spann. Roll call, so we have a quorum. And any oral communications?
None have been submitted.
None? Okay, thank you. Approval of minutes? Anybody like to make a motion?
I second that motion.
Excellent.
Voting is open. If you want, we can try our new voting system. So you can actually use the touchpad in front of you. You just hit refresh and then select your vote and then submit.
It's a new voting system.
Yeah, so you can,
Refresh.
so you'll select your vote and then you'll submit and then it'll show up on my side here.
Wow.
Motion approved, Commissioner Ryan. I'm seeing, there you go. And then hit that. It's shown, it's approved 4-0. It's shown on my end, so you're good. You're good. Totally.
Okay.
Thank you.
Minutes approved. New business. We have a staff update. Are you doing that, Danielle?
Yes, I am.
Yes, they are.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. As some of you may or may not know, my role here at the city is changing. So I will be moving over to the Housing and Neighborhood Services Department, overseeing all of the federal grants that they have, as well as the neighborhood services work, mobile home rent control, and a few other fun things. So with that said, it's unfortunate I will not be able to remain the liaison with the Public Art Commission. So we'll be turning over the responsibilities of the Public Art Commission to our Economic Development Department. I think you'll find that it is a perfect fit with economic development, as we've talked about before, especially through our master planning process. That's one of our goals, is to make Escondido a destination city for its art and improve and use it for economic development purposes. So at this time, I would like to introduce you to Jennifer Shunick. She's the Director of Economic Development, and her staff will be your new liaisons.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Jennifer Shunick. I'm the Director of Economic Development for the City of Escondido, and I oversee not only economic development activities such as business attraction, retention, and expansion, but I also oversee the city's real property portfolio. We have over 200 properties in the city that we oversee. I oversee business license and most recently community services, which includes art and the Art Commission, as well as the library, older adult services, and our recreation programs as well, among other things. So I'm very excited to be your staff liaison. I believe truly that art is the heart of a vibrant and beautiful community. On June 7th of this year, the City Council unanimously adopted the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, which was created with the community, using data and using input from our citizens on what makes Escondido an amazing place to be and what could we do better. And so with that, there were 3 key industries that we focused on: agriculture and ag tech, and clean tech, and then the third one was tourism. And a big part of that tourism piece is the art that we have here in our community. So I just wanted to introduce myself and also say thank you for your service to our community. I know it's not an easy job sitting up there making the decisions that you do, but I really appreciate it. I will leave my cards with Zach, and also will share my contact information with you via email, so that if you have any further questions or you'd like a private meeting, I'm happy to take that. Thank you.
Well, welcome, Jennifer.
Welcome, Jennifer. I think you're the one with the full plate. That's amazing. We'll just move on, and thank you so much.
I'll just say one moment. Danielle, thank you so much. You have done a great job serving
Absolutely.
us, and your knowledge is beyond reason, and I wish you best of luck in your next role.
Thank you.
But you're still here with us tonight.
I'm still here tonight, and I'm not leaving the city. So believe me, there will be transition period. I'm sure questions will come up. I'm always happy to help make sure that things are smooth, give the staff the backstory on things, the history. So I'm not going far. I'm just down the other hallway. With that, though, you'll see that we were going to cancel this evening's meeting because we have a couple of commissioners out, but we decided to hold it just with an abbreviated agenda so that we could get through a couple of time-sensitive things. So a lot of the things that were carried, that we're going to carry to this meeting will carry over to the next, and we can talk about that at the end when we talk about future agenda. But I do have a list of all those things. I haven't forgotten about those, and they will be pushed forward to the January meeting.
I hear you. Thank you. We have as far as new business goes, we have proposals tonight and the utility box. So the first is, our first new business is a mural proposal for the Palomar College. Who's speaking for that?
Commissioner Paul, would you like to speak on that?
Sure. I think that Commissioner Ryan knows more than I do, but basically we have to come to a decision on the budget and the contract and the communications between us and Palomar College so that we can get this wonderful mural started. Terry, you want to continue?
Oh, could you turn your microphone on? I'm so sorry. Yeah.
It's a beautiful concept, and the artist has worked so well with us, listened to our inputs, and made wonderful changes that I think everybody agrees with. Can you see it in the overhead? It is going to be so exciting for the students entering. This part of town needs this type of art. It's going to brighten the day of every time I go by. One thing that I particularly love is the star is one of their symbols, and you can see the star above one of the towers. We're excited. We need to begin this. Mr. Day, Mike Day, has been in charge of it, and what we need to do today is make a final vote, get the contract over to Palomar, and start working on this as soon as possible. Does anyone have any questions?
I can provide a little bit more detail for the commission. So the size of this mural is 761 square feet. It's probably the largest, it is the largest one that we've done to date. The cost is going to be approximately $45,000. I say 45 because they quoted 40, and then they do need to rent a lift because it's rather high, and that is going to range probably around 3,000. But I padded it just a little bit. We only reimburse for expenses, so what doesn't get spent will just go back into the mural fund.
But insurance too? Insurance?
And insurance, yes. That, if they had not calculated that into the $40,000 cost. There's some meaning behind some of these images. The two faces are supposed to show the diversity of the students. They're also supposed to act as bookends on the mural. The Palomar in Spanish means the place where doves live, so that's why you see the dove theme going on throughout the mural. Obviously, you see the students there reaching for the stars. The tower is a replica of the tower that is on the campus. What else? Let's see. The plant in the person's hand represents like the teacher passing along knowledge to the students. And then the other thing I thought was significant was the hands down in the bottom, the like two-tone. That's supposed to be two hands holding each other up. So it's just a representation of support that the students give each other.
Any comments?
I love it.
I think it's fabulous.
Oh.
I think we're probably ready for a vote.
I'd like to make one comment before we continue. I love this too, and this has no reflection on any of the artists or any of the artwork, but you know, we as a public art commission just think we've lost track of our original mission, which is to show art in public art. We are an advisory committee, and we have eliminated a critical step. Simply, we have not shown things to the public before it's seen. And I know we're not going to stop this but I turn it around, but I think we need to start thinking about that. We have eliminated mostly calls to the artists or RFPs for a designated area where there's a desire to have art, whether it's a mural or a sculpture, is determined. And I think 7 people making a decision does not speak for the public. You know what I mean? So just something to, I mean, it is what is in the Public Art Advisory Committee that is their mission. And I think we kind of miss the mark at some points. We haven't shown art to the public. And I think that would be a really important thing to consider, because just like you said, this is input for our citizens. It's not input for 7 people up here. So, and it is for our tourism, and it's a beautiful piece. And yes, I'll vote for this.
In the future, how are we going to put it out to the public? Because that's a good point for future pieces.
So, yeah, so this is something we've talked about with the master planning process and amending this process, because right now, the way that our policy states is that artists can come to us and propose, building owners can come to us and propose, we can solicit, which we just haven't done. But we can come, that's one of the things we should be looking at when we've work through our public art master plan process, and we can come back with recommendations on how to provide outreach to the community.
Yes, I think we need to grow up in that area, and just like other cities, it's a longer process, and it isn't like giving candy out. It's something that we need to consider. Yes, this is good, oh my gosh, this is great. And get public input, and then it will take longer, but I think in the long run, these are things that we want that are going to be around for a while, especially if it's a sculpture or something like that. And I just think it's a good idea to consider. Thank you.
I can say that they did poll their students, I believe, and all of their staff, but it did not go out to the general public.
It should, I think. Should we take a vote then and use our new little machine here?
We need a motion and a second, so if we could have a motion and then a second.
Okay, we do need a motion, excuse me. Do we have a motion?
I motion that we accept this mural, and that's it.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Voting system is open. Feel free to hit refresh and then log your vote. Motion approved, 4-0.
All right, that's passed with 4 votes, majority. And the next proposal, mural proposal, is Charlie's. Do we have information on that?
Yes. Oh, you're here, great. Yes, the artist is here. He'll come up and talk about his project.
Good afternoon. Yeah, so this mural was painted a little bit over 10 years ago. Zane and myself painted this, was the beginning, I would say, out of a handful of murals that kind of started this thing for us. This is the proposal on the same wall. We took the same theme, we're just kind of revising it. The wall is, it's more than 10 years old, so it's starting to kind of fade and chip away. So we wanted to redo it, but we want to do it right, prep the wall, take care of all the maintenance ahead of time to make sure that it stays up, and then clear it, coat it afterwards, and use better quality paint. So it'll be up for more than 10 years this time, and it'll look vibrant the whole way through. So the concept that we have is still taking that same female figure and the roses as a background, but we've went ahead and chopped it up and did different styles and colors to it. But it's pretty much the same theme, but just a revamped version. And you can see what's there now and what we're proposing for the new. And I say we because we both will be painting it. I'm just the lead artist proposing the mural. But Zane is here if you have questions for him also.
Any thoughts?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is this going to be the same size as the original work?
Yeah, this is the same size. We'll take up the whole wall. It's roughly 12 and a half by 42 and a half feet long, a little bit over 430 square feet.
And the
530, sorry.
And what do you propose this would cost?
Oh, $20,000 doing the square footage, and that includes the insurance, the materials, and the prep work. There's a little crack and
Graffiti, roof stuff?
yeah.
Now, this has been up there 10 years. Did the Public Arts Commission, how did this one come about? Who?
No, this one, it was just him and I started walking around Grand Avenue and asking for permission to paint in business owners before we knew the commission existed or anything like that. And they gave us permission, so we painted it. So that's why we're trying to do it right this time.
But she didn't get any older, this woman.
I like the concept. I would like to see an actual rendition that you would do in painting, just a mock-up, so I could see it better in colors that are going to be on the wall. For instance, her face has some depth with shadowing, your original. And I would just like to see this one done up, not a whole lot of extra work, but just in painting colors to see how it would look. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me.
I'd like to see how the face would look painted. Like the original one, you mean? Or her, like just like her?
Is it going to be like photorealistic? Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I painted the first one and I'll be painting the second one also. So
Okay.
So then when we made that version,
10 years
I
later,
mean,
so
it's going to look almost, identical to that. And if you've seen what we've done in the past, I mean, they're basically right on the money.
Some examples I think you can go back to, I believe, Zane, I believe you did a rose for Esco Alley Art. And it was, you can tell how realistic it looked. Maybe if you guys have any examples of portrait painting that you've done, maybe you can provide them.
It's just that, I see what you're saying. But to paint a small version of that, think about just all the paint and stuff you have to paint and how long that's going to take just to see what you're looking at right now is all I'm saying.
On the woman's face on the far right, it's a split of her face. Would the nose be lifted up and equal to the other part, or would it be dropped down as it is? You want that like that, okay.
When this original painting was painted, like you said, we just went and asked the lady, and it's a hair salon. So we try to do art that coincides with the lady's business. That was probably the first or second mural down that whole street.
Oh, yes.
It has been used in every kind of everything. So like what he's saying about doing a futuristic version of it, because that one's so old and you can see where the paint's coming off the wall. But the images you're looking at, they're, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
I have to think about this because I love the one that you did originally. And that was more, I don't know what you'd call it, impressionistic or not impressionistic, but not as realistic as the one you're going to be doing. We, in the mural committee, we have talked about not approving right on the spot. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Part of the thought process that we had with this was that it does kind of have a
Zane, could you step up to the mic a little bit?
street art kind of look or whatever. And a lot of these murals that are being painted around town are very similar, I guess. I don't know how to say. This, can you imagine seeing a realistic portion, you know what I mean? So not all of them look the same, you know what I mean? All these walls and the technicalness of this. It'll probably be the best mural you see in town, depending upon this style and what you like, you know what I mean? But the technicality of it, it's
It's beautiful. going to hate me, but it looks like a Clairol commercial. It just doesn't say Escondido. It, to me, it's beautiful. I just, not sure I love it.
If I could comment, considering the placement of where it's going to go, and it's an updated version of the mural, I think this is a good sort of shift to the future. I like what you did here, and I see all of the images are staggered, so it's the whole way through styled that way. I do like this. I do remember driving by the old one, but if this were to go on the wall and if it's photorealistic, as you're saying, I think it would be very eye-catching.
And we tried to stay with the same theme with the colors, not just the imagery, but the colors as well. So everyone loves that aqua and the pinks and all that stuff, you know.
I like that it's brought us up into a different time.
And it matches the ladies' business, which
It matches what?
or business, the ladies' business.
Oh,
it's
yes.
a hair salon.
Yes.
And you know all the stuff girls do. You know, so it kind of goes with that. I mean, they use that mural. That mural has been used to death. It's probably the most photographed mural in town.
Zane, is, we're not here to promote somebody's business, and to me
I just always think it's important to like it matches a little bit.
well, if,
Goes with it.
sure, and if she wanted to have that as that's actually going to bring a lot of business to that through what we propose or yay or nay on. It's not my favorite.
I feel that we need to revisit this, not because I think we need our full quorum here, everyone here, to make a choice. Actually, I thought that's what's going to happen tonight. We were just going to delay voting on murals.
Thank you, Commissioner Ryan. Yeah, I spoke with the staff liaison ahead of the time, and they said they wanted to proceed with these particular items. We could make a motion to table them and revisit them at the December meeting, but that's up to the commission's discretion if you'd like to do so.
I just want to make one more comment about the painting, which is quite beautiful. But I'm looking at it this way and I'm looking at it that way. There's something out of place for me, I don't know what it is, about the aqua one. I love the grays and the pinks. I don't know what it is.
Is it too
It
dominant?
seems to be, yeah, it's like it's
dominant.
clashing with the faces or something. But then you guys are the artists,
Yeah, so we played around with a lot of different mock-ups, and this was where it's more balanced with the colors that are being used. The grayscales, the turquoises, and the pinks. Obviously, we wanted to make sure that the face had the same balance as the roses did in the background. So that's why that piece right there is blue. But all the turquoises will be the same, and all the pinks and all the grays. It's just our modern take on an older piece that we had done. And, if you want a table, I can provide other pieces or bring some art so you could see the photorealistic art.
I would say it's only fair to you and to Art Commission if it were to be presented again to more of us. So I would like to make the motion to table this till the next meeting.
I second it. Not because it's not worthy. I really feel that everybody needs to be here when we start voting on murals. I think it's too important. And if I can make just a remark, I understand what's being said about the turquoise flowers in the middle. It seems pretty dominant in color.
I was wondering how, excuse me, Terry, but on that note that you're saying, is there a way to insert, just so we could get an idea, the gray instead of the turquoise
I mean, while we're
If you're
talking.
tabling, we can bring you a different
next time?
mock-up, so you can
I
compare.
just would like to see it.
Okay, you agree. Shall we take a vote then? Anybody else want to say anything?
Well, I just want to say one other thing. The woman's face is so incredibly beautiful that I think I'd like to focus it more on that than the turquoise flower in the middle.
That's why, yes, that's it. I didn't understand why I felt that way, but
And then the scale next to it, the color palette scale, I think that distracts from the beauty of their faces too. Because you only have a split second, and there's going to be a lot of traffic going to the new Palomar Heights down that road. And so I don't want people to be distracted by the roads. I want them to see the beauty of a salon and hope and building up a woman so that she's seen, not the roses. That's my only comment.
So our vote is to table?
Yes.
Or not to table? So you want to make a motion?
There's been a motion and a second
Motion.
to table to the next meeting.
Okay.
You can take a vote if you'd like now.
Okay, let's take a vote.
Yeah, voting is up.
Use this little thing again. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Motion approved,
very
4-0.
beautiful.
And then, Acting Chair Span, may I ask for a quick recess?
Yes.
Real quick. Danielle and Jennifer, can I speak to you guys? Thanks, Chair Span. Thank you.
Ready?
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah.
You bet. Let's see, Zane, you have a mural proposal?
And for that one, next time, we're going to table that one as well. I think just give the full commission the opportunity to weigh in on that particular mural at the next meeting. Sorry, Zane. Sorry.
Okay, well, let's see, utility box at Juniper.
That is just an update for the commission. As you know, Alexandra was going to be painting that box and was unable to do that. So Zane had submitted an application at the last Public Art Commission meeting, and he has signed the agreement and will be moving forward with that box. So let me just show you what it will be. It's essentially the same. Oops. So this is very light, but obviously it will be very vibrant on the box. So you get the idea. The original was very much, this is the one that's over at Juniper and Grand, so it had the farmer's market theme. It's right by 7-Eleven. The original is very similar to this. So still with the agricultural theme, just a little bit different as far as the concept. So I just wanted to let you know that we did have a replacement for that box. The agreement has been signed, and he'll be moving forward with painting.
Thank you, Danielle. These are the first proposed boxes. It's a kind of a plan, what do you call that?
Pilot?
Pilot plan.
We picked 5 boxes strategically placed and basically theme placed around town. That was our pilot program. And that brings me to the second note. Can I bring that up now?
That would be at the items from commissioners, be the next.
Okay. And so I think we need to move forward and finish our pilot program with Zane having permission to paint that box. The box has been approved. It's just we did a change of artists, and that does have to become a commission item. So we need to vote on Zane's box.
It's already been, no need to vote. No need to vote. It was already approved. We're just changing, the financing was approved. We're just changing the artist, and he kept with the same theme. So I administratively approved that.
Items from commissioners, inspirational art I'm reading. Anyone?
I would like to propose, now that we're done with the pilot program, that we increased the stipend from the 300 to 500. With our $20,000 budget that was so graciously given to us, that allows us to do 40 more boxes in Escondido. And I believe at this point that we need to have an opportunity for artists to come and receive 500 stipend. Now they have to buy their own supplies. The primer is provided by the city, which they check out from the city. But I'd like to make a motion that we do increase it from 300 to 500. Based on the fact that we need to also encourage art, and we have 40 boxes to do.
And that would appear on the next agenda.
Okay,
No, you would not be voting tonight.
okay. Any future agenda items?
Yes, on the same subject of the utility box program, I would like to bring up that we met with Danielle, the three of us met, and we discussed the next 5 box locations. So if anybody's interested in knowing what they are, I have them listed. But that also would be on the agenda for the next time.
Got that?
I could add another comment just to wrap that up. Thank you all for your help with the pilot program.
Yes.
Of course, we're going to run into bumps in the road, but that's what this is for. So thank you all for your participation.
Yes.
Does that wrap that up? Okay. Current, we're future agenda items. We were going to review the art projects by commissioners and
I can tell
divide
you
it
what I
up.
have on the list. It might be easier because I carried it forward. So
Wonderful.
we'll have Charlie and Zane's mural, if he decides to bring that back. The next 5 locations for the utility box stipend. Zane's 2 murals that got tabled today. The monitoring program, which is what you're talking about. The signage for the utility boxes. And then we were looking for an update on Brenda's mural, the one that's going on Tamales Jovita. So we'll have an update on that, and then the pledge.
Okay. And the master plan, does that fit in there somewhere? I really would like to
We
hear
can
more
add
about
that to it.
And is there any, is that it, guys? Okay, is there any oral communication out there, here?
None.
Okay. Here. Okay, I can use this little thing here, and I guess we adjourn at 5:05. Oh, that was fun.